Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another amazing episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. I'm your host, that Ocean Crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching. Where's he going next? Nobody knows. 4 continents down, 2 more to go. No cap, straight facts. The worldwide revenue. But it's not about me. See, we have a special. Oh, sorry, technical difficulties, y'all. Hold on. Something's going on here. Oh, I'm hearing an echo. Okay, so yeah, sorry about that. Um, but yeah, so we have a special event going on today, and it's actually TNA Slammiversary, which is um one of TNA's big five, and well, they big four, big five. Every promotion has that one marquee event that you know is that they bring out, they roll out the red carpet for. Slammiversary is one of them. So I'm gonna make this very quick because I got somewhere I gotta be, and I've had a very I know you guys are normally accustomed to me going through these more detail, but I had a very crazy week. So just bear with me. My apologies. But yeah, so we have TNA this time emanating from Boston, Massachusetts. Shout out to the great folks over there in Boston. It's a great city. I've been there twice, and I've loved it each time. I have a favorite Indian restaurant over there, and this event is actually emanating from the Aganis Arena. So for those of you that are actually attending the event, I wish you a safe journey to and from. So we got 10 matches, 10 great matches, each with a great build up. And man, I'm excited to see this. So without further ado, let's begin. So the first match we have is Indy Hartwell. Well, we have two of those matches on a pre-show. And the first match we have is a match that's these three have been at each other's throats for the most part. And it's going to be Indy Hartwell versus Mara Sade versus Elena Black in a three-way match. I gotta say, I love the fact, I like how these three women have been able to go to TNA and reinvent themselves so far. And that's something I noticed with TNA. Anybody who goes to TNA, they come back whenever they get re-signed to WWE, they come back different. They return in a different light. It's happened with EC3. It happened with Drew McIntyre. It has happened with LA Knight, because LA Knight, I believe, was in WWE before he went over to TNA. It's happened with so many other people. Even, most recently, Trinity Fatu, aka Naomi, she went over there, did her thing, and now she's back in a different light. So yeah, these women have definitely been doing their thing, and I look forward to seeing where, if they don't stay with TNA in the long run. I look forward to seeing where they go after this. For this match, though, I'm gonna have to go with Mara Sade picking up the win. I got a feeling she's gonna definitely shock everybody and just pick up W with this one. The next match we have on the pre-show is gonna be a singles match, and it's gonna be Eric Young versus Ricky Sosa. Ricky Sosa has been a sensation. Whenever he comes up, the crowd is pumped. And it's great to see he's getting his shine over in America. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I know a lot of people are into the Japanese wrestling scene, but don't leave out the European wrestling scene. The European has some impressive people. Europe has them. Australia has them. I mean, I don't know too much about it. I don't know the wrestlers by name for the most part, but check it out. It's worth looking at. And if you already are, great on you, But I would have to say, picking up the win for this one would be. I got a feeling Ricky Sosa is going to get an upset win. It's going to be an upset. It's going to be. He's going to have to fight tooth and nail, but I have a feeling he's going to get the win over Eric Young. All right, so now we're on to the main match. So that was the appetizer. Now we're on to the entree. So we have in an Ultimate X match, and this one's going to be a banger. I already know it. An Ultimate X match for the TNA X Division Championship is going to be the defending champion Cedric Alexander versus a former champion in Leon Slater, a former X Division champion in Frankie Kazarian. You have Mr. Elegance, in this match. You have the newly returned Fabian Eichner, the former I forgot what his name was. Giovanni Vinci. You also have Casey Navarro, and also a legend in his own right, the Amazing Red. If you know Amazing Red, you know this man brings the fire. All of them are going to be in that match. You know what? I'm going to be brave and say that Mr. Elegance somehow is going to get this win. I got a feeling he might take it. I got a gut feeling about that. All right. The next match we have is a singles match. It's going to be AJ Francis versus Elijah. Now, there's a stipulation to this match as well. If Elijah loses, Francis will own his name, likeness, and music catalog. Oh wow, okay. He trying to be like Suge Knight or Diddy, you know what I'm saying? He trying to be ruthless, okay. We're not, yeah, and I mean that's music in general. I mean most record labels own the catalog anyways. I'm not just signaling out those two, but he's trying to make one of those people. Okay, so honestly, I think Elijah's gonna pull it off. AJ Francis, he has the muscle advantage, but he has a size advantage in this match, but Elijah's gonna pull it off. I got a gut feeling he's gonna find some way to get the win. All right, so the next match we have is a tag team match for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship, and it's gonna be the Elegance brand, which is the tag team of Heather by Elegance and M by Elegance, who are the defending tag team champions, versus with their personal concierge versus Rosemary and Ali. I like that Rosemary has came back. Ali's back. You know something? I'm gonna be brave and say that the Elegance brand, they're gonna take this L tonight. This is a newly reformed tag team. These women have chemistry. The Elegance brand did well for themselves, but when it comes to experience as a tag team and having that chemistry, I'm gonna have to go Rosemary and Ali. So Rosemary, Ali, they're definitely they're gonna pick up that win. New tag team champions, Rosemary and Ali. All right, so the next match we have is a singles match for the TNA International Championship, and it's going to be the defending champion Mustafa Ali with Tasha Steelz and Special Agent Zero. That guy is no joke. Versus an opponent to be announced. So this is an open challenge. I hope he knows what he's getting into, because that opponent could be anybody, and it could be somebody who doesn't care that Tasha Steelz and Special Agent Zero are there. It could be somebody that can actually give Special Agent Zero a run for their money, which means that's bad news for him, for Mustafa Ali, because, that means he's most likely going to be, he's not going to have like the strength advantage or the size advantage on that person. But for some reason, I think Mustafa Ali is going to retain. I don't know if it's going to be by a clean victory or by DQ, but I have feeling he's going to retain. So I'm going to go with Mustafa Ali. All right, the next match we have is a no surrender match. It's going to be two former stablemates. It's Eddie Edwards with his wife Alicia Edwards versus Moose with the returning JDC. Moose and JDC are both former members of the system. And if you remember correctly, when JDC retired, he actually had another member that he had in mind to replace him. Of course, once he retired, he actually got attacked by Moose and not Moose, Bear Bronson, who is the new member, and Cedric Alexander as well, who joined the system that night. JDC retired, so he's back now and he's in Moose's corner. But I got a feeling there's gonna be a swerve, and I'm not talking Strickland. So I'm gonna go with Eddie Edwards picking up the win because JDC is gonna help Eddie Edwards get the dub. JDC and Eddie Edwards, they have history. They're both from Boston. I believe they both may have teamed up pre-system, pre-TNA. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he helped Eddie Edwards get the win. And also wouldn't surprise me if he ended up becoming a manager or advisor of sorts for the system. So I'm going to go with Eddie Edwards picking up a W. All right, the next match we have is let me see. Let me get the card up. The next match we have is a singles match for the TNA Knockouts World Championship. Good friends, former friends, now bitter enemies, as they say. We have the defending champion Lei Ying Lee versus her former Angel Warriors tag team partner Zaya Brookside. Now, these two women, a little bit of a backstory. They were in a tag team not too long ago. They tried going for the tag team championships, didn't work out. Lei Ying Lee did her thing and became a singles champion by winning the TNA Knockouts World Championship. And I guess, Zaya Brookside, she didn't like that. She got jealous, and now, she attacked Lei Ying Lee, and now both of them are no longer cool with each other. So here we are today. Honestly speaking, I'm going to go with Lei Ying Lee retaining. I don't see Zaya Brookside getting the win, but it's going to be a knockdown drag-out match. I mean, this is going to be like Shawn Michaels and Mari Jannetty, Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Brian Myers and Matt Cardona, if you really want to be more up to date or more modern. But I'm gonna go with Lei Ying Lee retaining. All right, we have two more matches. So the second to last match we have is a 4-way ladder match for the TNA World Tag Team Championship. It's going to be the defending champions, the system, Brian Myers and Bear Bronson versus the Broken Hardys, Broken Matt and Brother Nero versus the Righteous, Vincent and Dutch versus the Great Hands, which are the tag team of Jason Hotch and John Schuyler. The Great Hands are actually from Order 4 with Mustafa Ali, Special Agent Zero, and Tasha Steelz. I'm going to say this right now. I don't think any of these teams know what they're getting into, the Broken Hardys. More specifically, the Righteous, they're going to learn today. The Righteous are actually lucky. This is not a direct match between them and the Broken Hardys on the Hardy compound, because I don't think they would want that smoke. That's like fighting the Undertaker in a casket match. Your chances of winning are going to be very slim. I'm going to go with the Broken Hardys getting the win, though. For some reason, whenever they become the Broken Hardys, there is no beating. That's like Finn Balor becoming the Demon. You have no chance in hell, zero chance in hell and I'm not trying to quote Vince McMahon, of beating those guys. It's possible, but it's not going to be easy. I'm going to go with the Broken Hardys for this one. All right, so the next match we have is a singles match for the TNA World Championship. It's going to be the defending champ. Well, this is actually so it's going to be the defending champion Mike Santana versus Nick Nemeth. This will be Nick Nemate's Call Your Shot championship match. So he's finally getting a chance to invoke that Call Your Shot clause that he actually won months ago. I think it was last year he won it. I think Nick Nemate's going to get the win for some reason. I think somehow he's going to pull it off by some nefarious means. He's going to actually get the W over Mike Santana and become the new world champion. I could definitely see it. And I'm not against that. Nick Nemate's a great guy. He should have been a multi-world champion in WWE. He should have gotten, when he was in WWE as Dolph Ziggler, he didn't really get much shine on the world title scene. But now you're seeing it in TNA. This is why I tell you, I gotta support these other promotions, man, because some of your favorites that you say, oh, they're not getting a fair shake, they're not getting a fair shake. These other promotions are giving it, giving them that opportunity. So, this is why I tell y'all, man, don't just support one, man. Be open to looking at others. But I'm gonna go with Nick Nemeth to get this win. All right. So with that being said, that's the card. Any final predictions? Well, for the four-way ladder match for the TNA World Tag Team Championship, I think the Broken Hardys eventually, this is going to lead to the Broken Hardys and the Righteous having a match on the Hardy compound. I think that's going to happen, and it's going to be epic once again. I don't have any other predictions other than I have a feeling tonight we're going to see several of the recently released WWE talents make an appearance on this promotion. I'm going to be brave and say, not off the top of my head, but I think Carly Bright, who I've always felt had as much potential, has as much potential as Kendall Gray. I think we're going to see her tonight to make an appearance tonight. I have a gut feeling. She's been a free agent for, I believe it was for over a month now. She's been a free agent. She got released in April. And then on April 24th and then May 24th was actually May 24th was actually the ending of her, because there's like if you're on the main roster, it's 3 months. If you're on the NXT roster, it's a 1 month no compete. It's three if you're on the main roster, it's a 3 month no compete clause. If you're on the NXT roster, it's a 1 month no compete clause. So she got released on April 24th. So May 24th, her clause was up. So now she's a free agent. So I got a feeling we're going to see her tonight. And we might see several of the NXT members on there as well, too. I'm all for that, man. I mean, people may say, oh, TNA always builds them up. Yes, that's what promotions do. They build them up. It's for you to see them in a different light, not necessarily to go back to WWE, but to see them in a different light. And, for them to gain a new fan base. So that's all the predictions I have. So with that being said, hope all y'all enjoy the pay-per-view. And that's pretty much all that I have right now. Y'all know the rest. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and not Twitter. Not yet. We're still working on Twitter, but make sure you follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky, which is at Ringside Society, Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. We're on Facebook as a Facebook group. We're also on YouTube. We're also on Teespring, we're also on Spotify, and we're also on Teespring where you can purchase our official merch. And we're also on YouTube where you can see cool episodes like this one, like the one we had yesterday regarding WWE Night of Champions. By the way, congrats to Sami Zayn. It was long overdue. I don't care what y'all got to say. That man deserved it. And many other great episodes you can find on YouTube. And to see them, it's really simple. Just go on YouTube, type in Ringside Society. Once you see that really good-looking dark blue and light blue yin-yang sound with the blue flames around it, that's where you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to all our videos because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. And you don't want to miss a thing like Aerosmith in 1998. If you want to follow me, I mean, I'm not that important, but Twitter, Instagram, what's the other one? TikTok at the Remy Blue. Blue Sky is at RemyBlue.bsky.social. And I'm also on Facebook as you guessed it, Remy Blue. But with that being said, well, once again, y'all enjoy the show. And I know I normally do a cool outro at this point, but yeah, time is not really on my side, but 4 favors, y'all. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and enjoy wrestling. We out. Peace.